did InfoWars speak about? Do InfoWars speak
Dude,
about
he's been
Trump?
talking about the fucking pedophilia network and all these motherfuckers forever.
Okay, but we always
Little
knew,
leaks.
but it's common sense that we already knew that there was pedophilia going on with the people that got money. It's like the richer they got, the sicker they got.
They get sick of that guy, right?
You know what I mean? A lot of people, people don't understand it. And it's a lot of things that, if you think about it, like Michael Jackson, and Michael Jackson wasn't the first one, but it was people before him that taught him that it was okay to be a pedophile.
But what's come out recently is that he was the one that fucking.
But see, think about Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein, to me, was the type of person that.
Oh, it's all fucking.
He was a sick motherfucker, but blackmail was beyond the thing.
Oh, they're devil whispers.
He was like, and then for all this shit that now they digging up the pedophile ranch over in, what's that, Texas? Ain't that? No, it's in Mexico. Spot. It's in Mexico. The in pedophile Mexico. Ranch.
Oh, that was called.
It's something I know that
name something, right?
But they saying that it might be dead bodies and shit because
Zorro.
Right? Did you know when Jeffrey Epstein was arrested in 2008 that he had a whole bunch of sulfuric acid? He bought a whole bunch of it and bought like 300 drums. The drums like you fill up stuff and put them on the shipping containers and shit. Like the metal drums that they make, like the metal drums that they make like grills and shit out of. Yeah. A lot of people don't understand that a sulfuric acid is a bad motherfucker. You drop anything in it, guess what it's gonna do? It's gonna turn to acid. You can't do a DNA. You can't do a DNA test on sulfuric acid. You can't. If the bones and everything dissolve, it's over with. Because anything you stick in that container gonna do what? Dissolve with the sulfuric acid. That was like, and they arrested another person. They arrested Prince Andrew, wasn't it?
Yeah, but they arrested him on state secrets.
Yeah, he was. But see, they arrested him. What they call it? Unofficial acting. What they call it? What did they call it when Prince Edward? It's like abuse of power as an authority, but it's really insider trading because they proved that with the American Epstein files came out, proved that he was talking to Prince Andrew and a lot of other people what they call business decisions. Because Jeffrey Epstein supposed to been a business analyst. That's like that motherfucker Les Weston. You heard what that motherfucker said? Les Weston got to be the dumbest motherfucker I've ever seen in my life. He tried, like, they actually... Westland. The one that started Victoria's Secret and all that shit, the rich motherfucker. Now, he supposed to stole $100 million from Wes Lester. This is what Wes Lester say in the deposition. He said that Jeffrey Epstein stole $100 million. They said, did you ever press charges against him? No. Why wouldn't you? If a motherfucker stole $100 million from you, didn't press charges? But listen to this shit. So then they asked him, because one of the victims described his guest house in the back of his house. They said, did you ever know that Jeffrey Epstein and Elena Maxwell brought someone into your guest house and sexual assault? Oh, I never knew that. You are a fucking billionaire with 1 billion cameras around your property. Ain't no way nobody came on your property and you didn't know it. You got guards that you got to be checked in on the property, bro. You know what I mean? Can't nobody just come up on the property and say, hey, I'm going to the guest house. No. You got to be authorized by the owner, meaning the Les Westler. But then, in Ohio State, they named a couple buildings after Les Westler. But come to find out, the same people Les Westler's talking about that he don't know was friends with Jeffrey Epstein, and that's the reason why the names got put on the building. And then, did you know that Jeffrey Epstein was out there? It's called a flower. What's the flower called? It's called, it's a poison flower. They call it frog. No, the frog or flog. Flog power. Yeah. It's like the little yellow flower that you crush down. And then come to find out, they like, well, how could did he feed them to him? He had a list of chemists at Ohio State, a list of elites from Harvard He had motherfuckers buy. He had people that he paid for grants and shit for their schools, millions, millions. And did you? And I didn't know this right here. Did you know that? Who was it? It was Les Wessler, Elon Musk, and it was what's that big firm that they have? It's what's the big firm? Trading firm. Damn, I
Goldman
can't.
Sachs.
Goldman Sachs. You know that the CEO, the woman, she called Jeffrey Epstein. She was the chairman. She called him Jeff. She called him Uncle Jeff, and was talking to him on the regular. And we talking about a firm.
Even after he got
And then we talking about a firm that deals with a lot of people, billionaires and people, money man. Goldman Sachs is a big firm that's dealing with princes and everybody money from around the world. And when they start linking all these people to this, and people start seeing that this was more about money, but also it was a blackmail. Jeffrey Epstein was the blackmailer, but then what he got out of them folks wasn't money, it was information. He didn't take money. He took the information that them folks gave him, and then he used it by telling somebody that's in the stock market, or telling somebody that's at Goldman Sachs. You know, and then they asked Les Wessler, and they said, if you were the Victoria's Secret CEO, owner, creator, did you ever introduce him to any Victoria's Secret models? No, you's a motherfucking lie. Because you in pictures with him and Naomi Campbell. And then even though after Jeffrey Epstein in 2008 was convicted of pedophilia, and still didn't go to prison, but he was convicted of it, guess what happened? Naomi Campbell was still throwing parties and still going to the island. It's a black woman. You know, and see, people miss the fact that it was a lot of women that's involved in this, a lot of women. And you can believe a lot of people that thought they were going to become Victoria's Secrets end up being Jeffrey Epstein victims. You can believe it. Because it was easy for them to do top model, and the top model, the people that make it, they go on to shit on TV, but then they still had the ones that say, you can sell pussy in the back, come on now. You know what I mean? You might not be on TV, but we gonna put you around all the movie stars. We gonna let you have money. Some of these folk gonna fly you around the country long you fucking and sucking dick, you feel me? Because that's like Harvey Levy. He said that he woke. One woman said that she was in a hotel room with Harvey Weinstein. Weinstein. He said she was in the room with Howard Weinstein. Next thing she knows, she woke up in a whole nother country with a prince. In a whole nother country, these folks, and they like, well, you gotta have a visa to fly. If you got money and you got a private jet, you go where the fuck you want to go. Them folks ain't asking for every passenger on that plane. They just like, here's flight jet going to Paris. We're going to Paris, and they know this is Sean Carter's plane. This is Howard Weinstein's plane. This is Les Wessler's plane. This is Donald Trump's plane. That's all them folks know. You feel me? So they just say, okay, we okay, and then they can go where they want to go. And then you got women like, I know you don't know nothing about this because you're a white guy. But you might know. It's a motherfucker called Fat Joe. He's an old rapper. He grew up, you remember Fat Joe out of New York?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Fat Joe, it was some girls that came out and said that Fat Joe molested them when they was children. You know what I mean? When they were young, because they said him and Big Pun fat ass used to use private jets to fly. And they fly over these different countries and get these little Puerto Rican girls that's 15, 16 years old, bring them back over to America and, you know, abuse them. You know, and what's so crazy that a lot of people don't know that a lot of these countries shelter pedophiles.
Oh, yeah.
It's a lot of countries
It's okay.
that it's okay to be a pedophile. You know, and that's why you see a lot of these, what's that American director?
Countries,
What is that American director that's been on the run? Look at what's the American director that's been on the run? He still make big boy movies, but ain't never came to America again.
Come back. What was his name?
He's a pedophile. He got a warrant. He got a warrant out right now, outstanding warrant. But They have
trying to
awards.
get him.
When they had the Golden Globe Awards and shit, they be giving him awards and this motherfucker, because he's still making movies, but he ain't making none in America. But he make American movies, and he's a motherfucking wanted sex offender. Hollywood director.
They all do it.
You know, but a lot of them, like, yeah, they go to Thailand. That's why you be seeing, like, China, you be seeing, like, Bill Gates, them be over in these foreign countries, and they be, like, in Thailand and shit, because in Thailand, that shit going. Bangkok.
That's
You know what I mean?
That's the news story about his ex-wife.
Kamala
Bill
Simmons.
Gates.
Which one? Bill Gates' ex-wife?
Yeah, he was fucking some Russian sluts.
And caught some. He caught a disease.
And then drugged his wife.
But see, that's what Bill...
Knocked her out.
See, a lot of people didn't understand why Bill Gates' wife walked away from all that money, didn't even fight it.
She's out fucking...
She got plenty of money out of it, but she didn't fight for... She could have got half of it because they were together the whole time.
All the tech giants' wives are out fucking talking about it.
But now that Nano came out, she said the reason that she didn't want any of the money because she didn't want to be linked to none of the evil sins that was going on. Because that's how them folks is finding out that Les Wessler is the puppet master behind the whole thing. A lot of people that's how they became billionaires.
The same attorney that he had there that he just got shut down on the tariffs. Trump.
Oh yeah.
There was a guy that wrote all that stuff, but they worded it wrong. That's the only reason why the one guy said they worded it wrong. You can't do that. It's got to be Congress.
But then you got to think. But listen,
the same guy that wrote that shit had his sons bet against.
But what about
that said when it went to the Supreme Court?
But let me ask you this right: Do you think it's fair that a Supreme Court justice that was accused of a sex offense is making decisions against sex offense laws? You know who I'm talking about, don't you? Kavanaugh, Justice Kavanaugh.
That was bullshit.
But now they rushed it. I tell you this: I don't think Justice Kavanaugh actually is sexual assaulted, but I think a lot of them powerful men, judges and lawyers, people.
They're paid off.
But yeah, they paid off. But I think they do be fucking their little secretaries and shit. You know what I mean? The power trip. A lot of them little young gals that be interns that they know that one day this motherfucker gonna be a justice.
America right now is attorneys.
Just imagine a Supreme Court justice intern probably make $100,000 a year. They paralegal probably make $250,000 a year. Because Supreme Judges, they get paid for life. They get paid for life. Even when they retire, they get paid for life. You know what I mean? Yeah, it was your type of shit. But then you start looking at
why?
The politics is all about money. Any war that's happened in America or any other war in its countries, it's going to be about gold, oil, minerals, or money. And money, like the paper money ain't shit. Them folk fighting over what makes the paper money stand. That gold, that silver, and a lot of people.
They want the power.
But it's like when people started mining in caves and shit before people knew what gold was, it was madness. First time motherfucker got some gold, they were like, well shit, we can buy some. But before they had gold, they just traded. They bartered and trade. Like if I want some eggs, I give you some milk for my cow. But then when man said, well, let's come up with something that values that we can hold, say that one person has more power than the next. You know what I mean? Because if you doing just straight bartering, it still comes down to who got the most, because back then the farmers had the most cows, had the most cattle. It was still the people that had the power because they had the meats. The vegetables, they had the food, so they had the power. But then when them folks started finding out gold, they was like, well, let's make this shit right here tender. This is what the tender gonna be. And then gold has never disappeared out of all the currency that's ever been created by man. Guess one that ain't never been disillusioned? Gold. Gold and silver ain't never been said, it's been paper money it's been paper money that they own said it's not worth the value no more. That might have been worth $10, and then the money goes down, the value into being like worth $2, $3. But gold, silver, and now with technology going on, they mining for bitcoins. Like I was looking.
Power.
Yeah, I was looking at it because that's the next power.
We did.
The person.
We did it.
Why you
back in
think?
98.
Why you think that Elon Musk started putting in Jeff Bezos, these billionaires? They started putting satellites up in the top because guess what they wanted to do? They wanted that power because you can't cut the internet off to a motherfucker that controls the internet. You know what I mean? He ain't got to never worry about paying a phone bill. He ain't never got to worry about having cable. He came up with Starlight. You know, so he created something no matter how, whatever happened, he always got power when ain't nobody else got no. If somebody was to shoot down all the American satellites, which America, Elon Musk has 6,900 and some satellites in the orbit. That's how many he got. But the actual country of America, they got 30, 40,000 satellites out there. You feel me? So the odds of all them satellites being broke down, because this is what Elon Musk and a lot of them tech giants, because I was reading this tech giant, he did an interview, and he said he refused to keep working on this project that the government is called secret. It's like a secret thing where AI technology, where you can scan a person standing there and you tell that person to say these 3-4 words or whatever words, and they can put that whole anonymity into a robot. Your whole, everything, the way you sound, the way you move, and put that whole memory into that robot, and that robot can do what you do. I mean, the robot don't know your memories, but the robot has got your physical build. It got everything. Even though the robot might be skinny, but it got the power that you would have, because it's examined your waist, examined your mass, and if you say you can lift 200 pounds, this robot can lift 200 pounds. That's why they create these Amazon bots and take it over. Like I was tripping. I was driving down the street the other day, and one of them Wegos, you know,
see it all the time.
It had a dude. Man, look, it was a dude in the back of it. He was sitting in the back of it, rad. I was like,
I always see guys in the front seat with it while driving.
Man, but look, I wouldn't be in the front, the back, the side. Cause just think if you're on the interstate and that motherfucker just starts speeding, now what you gonna do?
You're out of control. You can't do nothing about
You can't do nothing. You know what I mean? And the way technology going and hackers and shit, you got hackers. A motherfucker can hack into the computer system and wreck the car.
How much more advanced the Tesla is than that shit. The Tesla goes off of video.
Yeah. Shut
in
that
depth.
Should push that up.
And then the Wagos are all infrared.
Yeah, shut up.
So they got all these fucking sensors all over them. They look crazy.
Yeah, they got them sensors. They always say Tesla got the most cameras on them.
Yeah.
Tesla got like a 3D system. Every Tesla.
It's like smarter.
Yeah, it got one on each door. You pull up beside some Teslas and you'll see them. You know, you pull up beside them, you'll see the cameras on the side. You know, Tesla been solving a lot of crimes. Them Tesla cars, like, this is what they do, like, in downtown areas with robbers and shit.
The guy that approved all the fucking fraud up there in Minnesota.
Yeah.
Where he was the one that was keying all the Teslas up there.
Mm. Oh, yeah, I remember that.
The same guy.
I remember that. I didn't know it was the same guy.
all the fraud.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But I did know that was part of the thing that was going on. I tell you. Enough of the show for today.